I'm David Curtis, reporting live from Lake Arbor Community Center for SportsTalkShow.com. And today I'm here with Ms. Donna Hopkins, founder of the Hoop It Up Breast Cancer Basketball Tournament. So, Ms. Hopkins, I was doing some research and I found out that you are a sports journalist. What would be your advice to a kid that wants to become a sports journalist?
I would say that even at a young age, if that's your passion and that's something that you really want to do, is that you get around people, do internships, call TV stations, learn as much as you can, do your research. If it's the sports end that you want to do, if it's the news end, or whatever part you want to do, is to research as far as and learn as much as you can. If it's sports, watch sports programs to learn all the ins and outs and so forth. Practice as far as interviewing, doing stand-ups, commentating and so forth. And the same thing with news. So as much as you can do at the early age, it'll help you once you get older and as far as high school or college and so forth.
What made you decide to come up with the breast cancer basketball tournament?
Being a two-time breast cancer survivor, I was diagnosed twice with breast cancer. And the first time around, my good friend Daryl Green, who is a former Washington Redskins cornerback, we were talking about what I could do to give back. And I knew that it's a reason why you go through everything. And I found my purpose within going through breast cancer because I'm still here. And so the breast cancer didn't end up killing me in the process. So when I was going through breast cancer the first time, I realized that I wanted to help other people who would go through this disease. And if they didn't have good health insurance and so forth, which I did, I wanted to make sure that I would be able to help somebody that may not necessarily not have health insurance. So I decided to start the Hoop It Up Breast Cancer Basketball Tournament was the first thing, and then we propelled on to the golf tournament. And so it's basically to help people who are going, men and women who are going through breast cancer, help them financially with the burden of that.
Do you think that you help the community in a big way?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Not only are we helping people financially, but we're 10 years within the tournament right now. And we've been traveling around to different communities in Montgomery County and Prince George's County. And not only do we help financially, but we also educate on the importance of early detections, making sure you know your family history, and so much more as far as about the disease, that you can live through it. And my motto is that learning that you have breast cancer doesn't have to be the end. So most definitely in the 10 years we've helped a lot of people as far as with this disease, and I'm happy about that. That's the most thing. When I get letters from people talking about how we impacted their life and how we helped them financially, then right there it tells me that we've made and are still making an impact in the community.
Did you ever play basketball before?
Almost definitely. That's why I started out playing basketball in the backyard in West Virginia with my brothers. I come from a family of 10, 6 girls, 4 boys. So, as they say, I was somewhat of a tomboy. And so I used to be in the backyard playing with my brothers and the neighborhood people, because at an early age, even probably at 10 years old, I knew what I wanted to do. I was either going to be a broadcaster, sports broadcaster, or a professional women's basketball player. So I started off playing in my backyard, played my senior year of high school, and then I went on and played in college as far as a basketball scholarship at Fairmont State, which is Fairmont University now. So earlier on, I knew this was the path as far as broadcasting and a sports lover, that I would end up in this field.
All right, I gotta ask you a real good question. Who do you think is better, Gilbert Arenas or Kevin Durant?
See, I would rather you ask me who is better as far as Kobe and LeBron, or as far as who was my all-time favorite basketball player, which is Magic Johnson. But when you look at both of them, Kevin Durant and Gilbert Arenas, they're two different players. I mean, Gilbert Arenas is more of the guard as far as the guard shooting, Kevin Durant is basically your small forward. His game is totally different. So I would say that both people have different things that make them great within themselves as far as the game of basketball. But I like both players. I just wish Gilbert would play a little more defense.
What kind of advice would you give a girl that has breast cancer?
Basically, not on females, as far as knowing your family history is important. Me going through it myself twice. The first time I didn't know that I had a family history. Had I known that I had a family history, I probably would have started getting as far as testing earlier and so forth. So I would say that to learn as much as you can about your family health issues, and that way that'll help you as you're getting older as far as how you want to get treated as far as when you go to the doctor. Because one thing about when you go to the doctor, even at an early age, first thing they want to know is family history, because that tells them a lot about different testing and so forth that they'll be able to do if you know your family history. So young girls and guys, guys get breast cancer too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why we're educating also. That's why the golf and the basketball is good, because everybody thinks that breast cancer is a female's disease, but more men are getting breast cancer. Richard Roundtree, I'm not sure if you know who that is. He was an actor, and he was the first black African-American male to get breast cancer. And then it's one of the former Washington Redskins, he was at my golf tournament, he was a breast cancer survivor. And then for the race, Susan Coleman Race for the Cure, I saw a white male, he's a breast cancer survivor. So it's a lot of males that have breast cancer, not the numbers of the females, but they are. See, you learned something today also. You could tell the men in your family and in your circle that, men have to get the testing just like the women, that they have to go and get, their checkups. And I would tell anybody, male and female, make sure that you go to the doctor and constantly get checked up every year as far as your physicals and so forth.
How did it feel about having huge success on this tournament?
It's great because if you ever were to follow us from the beginning when we started the first year, I always tell this story. We started off with 7 teams total, men and women. And everybody always tells them that you have to start somewhere, and then you build from that. And I think that when you put on a good product, as far as anything that you do, whether it's basketball, whether it's golf, whether it's another profession, you always have to put on a good, even though it's a breast cancer tournament and we're getting the word out about breast cancer, and play basketball or sports, everybody still wants to win and they want a good product. So along with educating the people about breast cancer, I make sure that we put on a quality, 100% tournament where people can have fun and enjoy the 3-day tournament and bring their families and everything out. Because it's not so much all charging people to come to events and stuff like that, but I want to make sure that people bring their families and be educated about breast cancer. So the success of the tournament is not only the teams that play, and it's high quality teams. I always tell people with A-plus teams, A-plus players, they either played on the college level or professionally somewhat or on that arena, so you're getting good competition. So I think that's the reason why the tournament has been so successful, because people hear about it and teams want to be in it, and now we're getting teams from out of state. So I'm happy about the quality of the team and the product that we put on. And then as far as the community, as far as the Lake Arbors and Montgomery County Recreation Centers and all the people who come aboard to make that successful. So our partnerships have also made it successful. So in 10 years, I'm looking to even build it better each year.
All right. Thank you for your time, Ms. Hopkins.
Thank you, and much success.
All right. I'm David Curtis reporting live from Lake Arbor Community Center with Ms. Donna Hopkins. Thank you. Check out sportstalkshow.com.